Mike says, my 11-year-old worked on his shot a lot during the off season when he's in the garage, and it was looking pretty strong. We were both excited to see the improvements when the season finally got going. His work has not translated to the ice at all this year. How do I handle this? A, what could it be? I know it could be a lot of things, but what should I look for? B, I don't want him to be discouraged from working on things off ice. Thanks. So, kid worked on a shot, isn't seeing it in the game. How can you figure out the issue and then keep him from being discouraged?
Yeah, so he's shooting off the ice. A lot of people will say that it doesn't translate, but it does. I'm not being dogmatic here. Yeah, very good word. To me, like, and it depends on what's my word, man. It's not a hard word either. When you're watching, what's your perception of improvement is?
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
butchered it though.
No, that's a good point.
What is
How
your?
are you gauging the improvement?
Yeah, how do you gauge the improvement in his shot? Because if it was like it's like saying, when they do studies on people that do fitness, like a lot of times you do a study and you read, wow, we did 20 people and they lost 10 pounds each in a short period of time. It's like you can't actually take that data. Yeah, I know. But because what are the subjects? So like if you take those 20 people and they've never played a sport and their form of exercise is the TV clicker, and then you get them to walk and not eat chips for a month, and like in a controlled group, and they've all lost 10 pounds. It's like, well, yeah, they moved, right?
Yeah, if I do that, I ain't losing 10
if
pounds.
I take you and I say,
Yeah.
okay, now we're gonna do the same program, and you're gonna get, whatever. It's like it might negatively affect you. So when you look at the shot didn't improve, and I'm not saying the kids, this boy's shot was just shit, but so that's number one. And typically for me, through my experience, is that if you have, like, maybe it went from bad to not bad, like improvement, right? So that's number one. I can pretty much guarantee that if you continue to shoot pucks, you're gonna get a good shot. Now, from a technical standpoint, going on the ice, it can be a little bit different, and it could be a little different because maybe you're not a good skater, right? If you can't skate well, then it is hard to get a good shot. Or now, in getting more technical now, maybe it takes too long to load up. Maybe you're not bending. Maybe your balance is off. Maybe your puck placement when you're on the ice, it's too far away for your body and it changes everything, right? So I would say that most likely, yeah, that there's a skating balance issue
Yeah.
that just doesn't translate. And I would say that if you become a better skater, stick handler, because everything kind of blends at some point, your shot will get better. Like, just my thoughts.
Yeah, I wrote down the same thing. Like, shooting in isolation at home is not the same as shooting under pressure in the game with all of the different things going on. So, right in line with what you're saying. So you need to identify the reason that is it he's not in good positions to get shots? Is it that I don't have to repeat what you said. You already said the same thing I'm going to say. So, does the kid, at the end of the day, whatever that is, does the kid understand that? You know? So does the kid understand, okay, when I'm shooting at home, this is why it's good? When I'm shooting on the ice, am I recreating why this is good, or am I not? If I'm not, why am I not? Is it because I'm not in the right spot? Is it because I'm not getting the puck close enough, where I'm imbalanced? Whatever. Is it a skating problem? Yada yada. So that's where I would start, is figure out why is it good at home, but why is it not good on the ice? Because the motion of doing it, the mechanics of doing it are very similar. It's not that
Well,
different, right?
it's totally similar,
Yeah.
but like, that's what I'm saying about what is our starting point, of what are we looking at as improvement. So if you're looking at just the puck, right, and you see, like, say today we start shooting and you're just looking at the puck and you're no form, but after a month the puck's coming out harder. It's like, oh wow, it's a harder shot. But the puck starts way out here and it's a huge scoop away from the body, and it's just they muscle it more. Maybe they just got stronger in a month. which is possible, right? The mechanics are horrible. Like there could be an improvement in the shot, but the mechanics could be horrible.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's
now that someone's gonna say, well, that's why you need shooting lessons. Well, no, not really, but
we're gonna get to that.
oh yeah,
We're
okay,
gonna get to
all
that.
right.
Number 7, this is from Conrad. What are some of the best exercises to improve my snapshot specifically? Should I focus on forearm exercises, or is there a better way of doing this?
Yeah, it's one of the questions is depends on what you consider a snapshot. People have different versions of a snapshot, right? So let's say it's a quick release, right? Let's say that.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the.
Yeah, definitely work the forearms, like for sure. Grip strength, forearms. So definitely like a lot of pulling motions and stuff like that. One of the things that Dalton brought in front of us was the rice buckets, right? Strengthening those hands, like getting deep in the rice bucket and squeezing and twisting them out, like it'll burn. A lot of wrist curls and stuff like that. It really does help. It really does. But also, shooting comes a lot from the hips and positioning of the puck. So when you're shooting, like this is the hard part of answering this question. You will always be you'll have a better advantage of getting the puck off hard by having strength for sure. But if the mechanics are absolutely horrible, then your strength, like if you're shooting a puck and you're not in balance, so like I have that sweet spot that I say shooting pucks from, no matter what shot it is. If it's not in that sweet spot, then you're not in a position to have strength and accuracy because you're off balance. So it's as much of being strong and powerful, because that's like, okay, so you think about it, right? If you take someone that's a little wiry little rat and they can rip a puck, that doesn't make sense if you're putting it against someone that's a 200 pounder and can't shoot a puck. It's like
Yeah.
puck placement and technique.
Yeah.
So
My thing, first of all, just when you shoot, even if you think it's coming off the wrist, it's always legs and core. Like that's it. So in general, like what will make your shot harder is just general strength, like you mentioned. So starting with that, building a foundation of strength is good. Building a foundation of rotational strength is good for shooting. But still, all of that aside, you have to shoot pucks. So I had this conversation with somebody the other day actually, and I was talking about this exact thing because they were asking me about forearms because everybody was all hyped about Connor Bedard's forearms when like he was at the World Juniors last year. There was like a big like internet
does he have
virality
like
thing.
Popeye arms?
He's just got big forearms,
Yeah,
like just his
Popeye.
forearms, and he snaps. Yeah, Popeye, and he just snaps it off well. And what I said to him was, my grips are probably about as strong as they've ever been. Okay. So like I'm doing jujitsu, I'm grabbing, I've never done more forearm work. This is the most I've ever done. So I'm probably about as strong with my forearms as I've ever been. My shot sucks right now. Why? Because I don't shoot. So it's like doing weightlifting without taking that strength and applying it to the thing you need it for. So if I do flat bench press all the time, as soon as I go to do an incline bench press, I'm going to struggle because I'm not used to that motion now. So if I'm doing all this forearm work, but I don't take that and go apply it to now the mechanics of the shot, that strength that I've gained, whatever, full body forearms, whatever you want it to be, is not going to go to the shot now. You still have to be shooting pucks the whole time. So make sure this stuff that we have given as advice is not in the absence of shooting pucks. Like shooting pucks has to be first still. If you want to improve your snapshot, that's the best way. Getting stronger will help, provided you're still shooting a lot of pucks. Because I'm the best example of it. My grips are as strong as they've ever been, and my shot is the worst it's ever been, except for when I was
It's
like
simply
9.
just because you're not shooting.
Just because I'm not shooting, right?
Yeah.
So all that strength I have is awesome, but it hasn't made my shot better because I haven't been shooting, right? So that's one thing that you have to keep in mind.